お前たちを完膚なきまでに痛めつけ練馬から追い出すため
I don't know why you also have to take Gold Nagai. I mean, he does do stuff aside from just super robots, like Iron Virgin June. Peak fiction right there. We opened the penultimate episode to this whole series with Team Z and G being invited to the mayor's office to supposedly be rewarded with recognition for their good services, which, yeah, I mean, all of those explosions probably helped a few tokusatsu productions. I mean, Gojusho's mech fights look really damn expensive. Jeek was also there, though not with our horsey partner for some reason, which, yeah, she will appear in a second, but still, you'd think they'd be together or something. Anyway, in her place, they did at least have Boss, who honestly more than made up for her with her makeup that looks better applied than the majority of Hollywood, really. With that, they met with the mayor of Nerima, who, yeah, you're not wrong if you're already getting some Baroness vibes from this chick. Still, she did have everyone's certificates ready on the floor across the room. Yeah, you can probably guess where this is going.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal!
The mayor then revealed that she had already captured all the other robot girls with the intention of banning all of them from her city, kind of like... yeah, sorry, something got caught in my throat. Let's just move on. I said move on! She turned out to be Gil Gilgon, not to be confused with the Yu-Gi-Oh monster, but rather the main villain of the Great Mazinger vs. Garobo movie, not to be confused with the Great Mazinger vs. Garobo G movie, where all the other monsters from the season came from. The extra G does make all the difference, as I actually do find this to be a better movie, as in spite of being of the same length at about a half an hour, it doesn't feel nearly as rushed, and best of all, it isn't bogged down by Musashi dying for, well, not the umpteenth time yet, but it was becoming a bit of a pattern back then. But yeah, I do like this lady's design, especially the clever integration of the markings around the monster's eyes being turned into Karen glasses, and then a domino mask to match with her personality and voice nicely.
全ては住民に優しい住みよい練馬区を実現させるため
Can we blame this villainess on the idiot god too? I do kind of wish that they had better represented how the original went through a couple of evolutions before reaching its final form, but I guess we can go watch Shin Godzilla for that. Neither okay, by the way. Hideaki Anno has done interviews where he has admitted that he's a big fan of the super robots of dynamic planning, so he probably did take inspiration from this. Anyway, like most politicians, 3G made a big show out of her executive order to banish the robot girls. As a result, we got some nice last-minute cameos from the Underground Empire, and I think a few more characters from the mobile game. Also, I think they just told Tamato Ogawa to just do whatever he wanted here, and we really appreciate them for that. Though she still doesn't beat Getchan when it comes to nightmare faces though. Speaking of which, we entered into the final episode for the series, with Team G being safe thanks to the Getter Butlers taking the blast for them. I'm just gonna assume that the bandaged up Musashi to the left here died again. Meanwhile, Team Go was saved by Hayato, and Z was just okay because according to Ryoma himself, they had main character shields. With that though, the final battle with 3G started.
私による地方行政のえげつなさを覚え知るがいい
Will you explain it at least a little better than MSNBC? Team G and Z actually had one of the better fights of the series with her, certainly better than the fight with the Great General, if only because it wasn't a total curb stomping. I mean, the robot girls still got their asses handed to them 6 ways to Sunday, but at least they put up a better front. Fortunately, they got some support from Dr. Yumi, who in the original Mazinger Z series was Koshi's mentor, and the inventor of the female super robots of the franchise, including having created the Booby missile system because this man is based. That said, they didn't clarify whether this version of the character is male or female, we just see their glasses. I almost want to lean towards the latter since Dr. Hell is a girl, but whatever, they gave Team Z a last minute upgrade. The RGZ's EX forms here were basically just them getting stronger wings, and also having their costumes expose a little, or in Grenda's case, a lot more skin. She got her double spacer wings, while Gretchan got the Great Booster. Both were upgrades from their respective OG shows. Meanwhile, Zetchan, I think got an upgrade for the Jet Scronder from a crossover Mazinger Z film with Devilman. By the way, this is legit one of my favorite figures in my whole collection. I mean, just the design is great, plus the stand is awesome. As a result, the RGZ managed to mount an effective counterattack with an awesome insert song sung by Isao Sasaki. He's known for doing, well, pretty much the majority of Toei show themes during the Showa era. The dude sang this particular tune when he was in his 70s, and yet he still has some serious pipes on him. Anyway, they were going to finish things off with a final combination attack that 3G couldn't block.
で避けるというああ忘れた
However, of all things, Boss's little hand mirror managed to reflect the attack back and defeated Kamala G.
システムを練れば死者だ
Though at least she accepted defeat better than Harris. I guess this might have been reference to Boss being the unsung hero of the original film, by at least leading the monster into a trap set by the heroes, and as such, she rightfully got the credit she deserved by having a gold statue being built in her honor, ending the series with the confirmation that she was indeed the true main heroine of the series all along. Good for her. Though honestly, the best conclusion to all of this was the confirmation that the Underground Empire were doing well for themselves. This was a really fun conclusion to a really fun little series for this channel. I will say, overall, I didn't quite like the second season as much as the original, but that might have been because it was a much shorter series, pretty much designed to act as an ad for the mobile game that was out at the time. Along with the new characters like the ones introduced in Team Go and LOD, there were actually a bunch of other characters who made very brief cameos, especially in this final shot. For instance, this lady here is based on the prototype Getter-Robo, and in-universe, she was Getchan's older sister, and yeah, it would have been nice if we got to see a little more of her in the show. But yeah, because of that, I guess you could see this as a bit of a slapdash season. Or, if you're more of a glasses half full type, well, you could also say it was a victory lap for the first season, which remains a great show on its own. That's how I personally view the season, as it is a series that, much like Nokotan, is not meant to be taken that seriously, which honestly, I would like to see more out of Toei. Sure, I can appreciate their more serious shows with very deep and thought-provoking narratives, but at the same time, I also do just crave some dumb fun, which this collaboration with Dynamic Playing really did highlight nicely. In fact, even though it was likely rushed, it still felt like they at least had a lot of fun with this season, like they did the first. Maybe not as much fun as they couldn't do as many toy screwing Nagai over Guide King jokes, but still enough that the energy was still there, and these final 2 episodes probably had one of the better final boss battles overall than the Great General in my opinion at least. And while there are some characters that I kind of wish we could have seen in the series, I do think it ended where it needed to, and no, I don't consider Neo to be a proper continuation to this series. Because this show overall just had some great mean-spirited and not at all G-rated humor and fan service, especially from a company like Toei of all things. It really is a hidden gem that hopefully more people will watch if they ever get the chance. Don't worry, you won't get too much of a beating from it, other than to your stomach from all of the laughing. Thank you for watching, and in the coming weeks, we'll try to get around to finishing that wonderful Precure overview. Yeah, there's just been a lot of other stuff that we need to review, but next week, Idol and Gav will be taking the week off, so we'll have a little more time to work on it, and hopefully get it done soon. Look forward to it. Until then, though, for now, my friends, and oh, would you look at that? Another politician is campaigning in my neighborhood. If you'll excuse me.